What's going on, Danielle? What's going on?
Hey, it's going good. Well, I'm excited to just talk with you.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's cool because we get to talk about look it, act it, be it. And I think we were chosen for this because we both got in at young ages.
Yep.
Maybe you were a little bit inappropriately dressed, not like inappropriate, but just like.
If I was inappropriately dressed, that'd be something special to see.
I mean, Kayla might have evidence of that. I don't know. But I think just, we came from where we didn't necessarily know what it meant to look the part, right? So go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, and so when you hear this term, just to kind of set some context for today, you hear the fake it till you make it. And Danielle and I don't really like that phrase. We were talking about it, but it was something we were trying to figure out, like, how do we say it a different way? Because people have a hard time with faking it until they make it. But it's really just practicing who you are becoming. And when I started in the business, I saw men that I wanted to become. I didn't want to be them, but I wanted to have similar traits and be taken as seriously as they were. And if I wanted to do that, I kind of had to change a few things, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But you have to be willing for a period of time to do something that's uncomfortable for yourself so that you can transform into that person.
Absolutely. And I think for me, I got started when I was 18 years old. And as an 18-year-old, it's not necessarily ingrained in you. Like, I was in high school. So I was graduating high school, but that's what I was used to. It was like we wear jeans and a sweatshirt and we are just, living day by day. And, when Dennis got started, he was in college. So he was in lacrosse shorts and a T-shirt. And it wasn't that we understood what it meant to be entrepreneurs and business people. So, we had to start to act the part, to look the part, to feel the part, right? Because I remember even, and just a silly story, but Dennis still has a very young-looking face. But when he got started, he looked like a 12-year-old. So, and he's the first to tell you that. So he would literally, to go out and meet people, he'd be in a full suit to just feel confident enough to say hello to someone, because he didn't feel that, otherwise it was like, why is this little kid talking to me? He felt like that's how they perceived him, which was his own insecurities, of course, but he had to figure out how he felt confident enough. And then you get confident and then it doesn't matter, right? Then you can go out, in ripped jeans and your T-shirt and whatever you want. But the point was we had to figure out what that looked like.
Yep. And if you wait for the confidence to come before you take action, you're just going to be frozen in time the whole time. You need to just go out there and start to, like Danielle was saying what Dennis did, is start to dress the part that you want to become. And when I got started, I didn't know how to tie a tie. That was not my cup of tea. My dad had tied 2 ties for me my entire life that I had from 12 to 26 when I got into business.
Did you try to undo them and hang them up tied?
That's
exactly. You're like guys are like
one of these.
You're like, get out.
You loosen it up all the way and you slide it over. Now I have a big head. I have a 7 3/8 head.
Ooh,
so that's
a noggin right there.
Stretching it. I was hoping a prayer that this thing didn't come off.
Your poor mother.
That's exactly what I did. Because okay.
Sorry.
No, that was good. It got me.
Get the tie off.
I couldn't even get it now.
Big head.
Now it's not just a 7 3/8 head. I have a 17 3/4 neck. I think I'll lose that thing. But I would do those things. I would literally take off my suit pants. When we'd have so I remember my mom had passed away and I didn't have a suit. We had to go get suits. And trying on suits, I was just so uncomfortable in it because it wasn't who I was when I was 24 years old. And I didn't know what I was looking for. So what did Sean have? Because at my prom, I wore a zoot suit because, I wasn't going to wear a regular suit. So I wore a zoot suit, which is like a 1920s gangster suit. Not a good idea.
Perfect.
But that was my interpretation of pants.
That works.
Baggy, loose, kind of parachute here. And my dad didn't really have a lot of style. I love him to death. The guy's he has so many colors on it every single time. He wasn't my example of fashion. But what I had to do there is I literally would, when I tried them on and they gave them back to me and I got dressed up because I wanted to look so presentable at the wake and the funeral, I would lay them down so they wouldn't get wrinkly because I didn't really even know how to iron. Because I wanted to be presenting myself in a very specific way. And when you get in this business, you may not know those things.
All right, we're all crying now, so thank you for that.
You're welcome. No tissues.
No, but it's true, right? If we don't understand or know, it's difficult to like have a precedent. So even for me in the room, and I had a wonderful example in my mom, but I also didn't want to. She was 28 years older than I am, so I also didn't want to be her. I wanted to be me. But I had to realize that I wasn't going to be respected if my skirt was too short and my blouse was too low. And, you know, I'm 3 kids deep now. I mean, I was cute. I was like a cute little, thank you. But I was cuter. Okay, like this is like, I'm 40. Like this is 22 years ago. So like it's easy to just be like adorable. And so many of you in this room are so beautiful and you're adorable. But like my dad and mom said, you don't want people thinking you're attractive. You want people respecting you. And that helped me build the confidence to be able to walk into corporate America and be respected because I wasn't worried about showing off my parts. I was worried about them seeing my brain.
I was. For me.
Showing your parts? Yeah.
For me.
Woo.
Can't show too much chest hair. People pull your chest hair, like Marlon. So you gotta be careful with that chest hair.
But I remember, I like, Mom had worked so diligently with me on, you know, understanding that getting staple pieces in your wardrobe, because like, and Sean, you mentioned it, like the colors, the colors of the rainbow are gorgeous, but if that's the only outfit you have, then it's very memorable, and that's not necessarily, and even for you men, same thing, and for you women, like you could have the brightest suit or the brightest dress, but if that's all you got, like then you're wearing it every time. So Mom taught me to buy things, and we did it for Dennis too, that were things were high quality, that we could mix and match. So if I could find a high quality item on sale and it was a black skirt and then I got a white blouse and then I got a blue blouse. A blouse is a shirt. I know, it's like old fashioned. What is this blouse she's talking of?
Kay has so many blouses. I'm like, those look old school. She said, no, it's a blouse.
Fancy. And someone told me today, you look Victorian. I'm like, oh, I'm Victorian. In my blouse. But like, you know, what items can you find that add to your wardrobe that can be used without it being obvious? So Dennis, we used it, I don't know if you did this, but it would be like, it's Dennis's birthday. His mom would go, what do you guys want? We never were like a TV. We're like a suit.
Yeah. Gift card, please. Give me a gift card
right.
to somewhere that I could buy clothes.
Exactly. Or like shoes, and these are the ones I want. You know, like it was like very specific because that helped us expand our wardrobe, and we didn't need a TV because they ain't no PV and TV. So we weren't sitting home like on our tushies watching TV. We were out building our business. So we needed to look and feel the part.
Yeah. And there's some of you in here, maybe like me, I wasn't confident enough to go pick out a suit. If I was going to Express and I was picking out a really flashy suit that wasn't a 2-time wearer, like Danielle said. It was like a once every 3 years. But what I did have is I did have somebody in my upline because we weren't building the business together then. Kay was my upline. She helped me. She actually paid for it. She bought me my first Navy suit. I still have it in my closet. It doesn't fit, but it's in my closet.
That's sentimental.
Yeah, I will never get rid of it. She got me that suit with a red paisley tie. It's a navy dark suit, and that was what I saw the leadership wearing. So when we went to Joseph A. Bank, and Kay got me a suit, and it was fitted for me. And I just remember it like I wasn't confident enough. I needed somebody to believe in me that I could look that part. Because what you're doing is you're representing yourself every time that you go out there and show up. For example, this is going to be funny, going to be vulnerable with y'all. Don't make fun of me, all right? I put on 20 pounds since my surgery. The reason why I'm not wearing a full suit today is because I wore the one suit that fit me last night. I am about 4 inches before I can close it up. But I'm on the pants, I'm not kidding. And Kay was there that night. But what I have seen is I have seen the men that I respect and love learn and watch them how they dress to present themselves professionally. So today, I normally wouldn't be wearing suit separates up here, but I can't fit into my suits. but I learned from them. I want to represent and be the best example for my team that I can, regardless of the situation. The situation is Sean needs to lose some pounds this year.
But
So,
this is a great example
Yeah.
because it's dress slacks and a sports jacket. And that's for a day session,
Yep.
completely appropriate. He's got a very nice tie. He looks very well put together. He's not wearing a bright orange jacket with polka dot pants, looking like we will remember this for all our lives, right? Like
next time.
next time he said he'll wear that. But the reality is if we can have very timeless pieces, then we can have those in our wardrobe if we stay the same size for a very long time.
Yep.
If we don't stay the same size, that I have not stayed the same size, then we can fluctuate and it's in the closet for when we're back to that size.
Yep. 100%.
Right?
100%. And I know that may not be, like, it's not about the suits. It's not about the shoes. It's not about the blouses or whatever you're wearing. It's more so about what, like we've been talking about this whole time, what you're representing when you go out there. Because unfortunately, whether we like it or not, people do judge us. Judge every single one of us if you're in the business or not. That's why when you go to an interview, you wear a suit and tie, right? Unless you're going to a really super techie company, you do that, you're not getting the job.
Yeah.
But in certain roles, you have to dress a part that's not who you are, but it's what it's representing to them, and it's what you're showing, the example that you want to be, how serious you're taking this. Because I know that not everybody wants to wear a suit and tie all the time.
And it's also the professionalism. We don't judge in this room, like Sean's saying, but unfortunately, your first impression is typically what someone views. They don't know your heart yet. They don't know your values. They're looking at you. So if our hair is an odd color, and not odd like, oh, I like that in a painting, I just mean like odd for a hair color, then that's going to be something they maybe don't take as seriously. Or if there's a lot of piercings on your face, like if that's something that they're seeing when they walk in and meet you, they just may not look at it as a professional environment. So we were taught that this is a business environment, so we wanted to put our foot forward as professionals. And as an 18-year-old, I had no professional background. So to feel professional, it started with how I looked. And it wasn't faking it till I made it. It was acting it to make manifest that it was, right? And it was helping to make that a reality. And in today's world, you can follow influencers on Amazon and find looks for less. You can go to the mall. You can go to Marshall's. I mean, there's so many stores, Nordstrom Rack, off Saks. There's so many places. If you hit the sales right, if you shop well, and you have coaches, she's not buying everyone in the downline a suit, so don't ask your upline to buy everyone a suit. But the point being is that if you ask your coach for guidance, they typically have already been through what we're talking about and will be able to help you put that best foot forward.
Yeah. And so I hear a lot of people like, this is my authentic, comfort is my authentic, that's how I'm authentic. And I get it. But we need to, if we're going to show up in this team, because we are a team. And once you become part of a team, some preferences go out the window. Once you are a leader, certain responsibilities are now yours. And here we have certain standards and certain things that we like to uphold. And not everybody in the room likes them. Not everybody in the leadership likes it. But they do it because we're part of a team. We're part of a one unified organization. And I wasn't, just to be very clear, I wasn't like that when I got in the business. If I told you the outfits that I wore when I got in the business, you'd be like, that dude ain't doing anything for success.
Don't we even have pictures? I feel like.
The guys found some pictures of me.
Oh, yes, we want to
guys
see
found
them.
some pictures of me.
I believe we do.
I don't know.
All right, Josh.
They might have not, because there's none there. So we're good here. We're rolling.
Josh, did he pay you off? Come on. Come on.
No, that's not an outfit. That's just fun. You could change that one. That one you guys should never even use. But that's me before. That was me. Keep going. Keep going, I said.
Keep going.
Keep it going. One more.
One more.
That was me.
Look at those
Cargo shorts.
Look at
a
those
cut-off
shorts.
T-shirt, chewing tobacco, Oakleys, a white G-Shock watch, and you don't know anything about that.
You fit in down where I'm from in South Carolina with
well,
that
everybody
outfit.
thought I was actually from the South. So, and that is my pick. That's my Jeep. It does have a flag on there.
You're like a perfect
I think there's one
hillbilly.
more. And that's just me all the time. It wasn't just a one and done picture. But when Kay met me, that was Sean Luke. I didn't really have muscles, but thank you. But that was who I was. That person, unfortunately, was never, and I can say this from experience, was never taken seriously for high responsibilities, for high level responsibility roles, for anything like that. Because what I portrayed, that's how I showed up. I didn't have any. When somebody met me, I usually met them with dip in my mouth. No joke.
Not fun dip, guys. Not fun
Not
dip.
fun dip. And I was in a cutoff shirt with shorts, cargo shorts, and probably combat boots. No joke.
That's
Unless
a
I was
lot.
going to a hardcore show, they were camo shorts, a cutoff black tee, and a backwards black cap. Those were my outfits. That wasn't.
That's right. Dennis has a shirt from when I met him that has it looks like it fits Paige, my 5-year-old. It's like this big. And it's black satin with dragons on it. And it's short sleeve. And I've tried to burn this thing like 20 times. And he finds it. He literally is like, why do you have my dragon shirt? I'm like, do you have a GPS on this thing? So I get it. I had a lot to work with that guy. But your external standards begin to reflect your internal ambition, and that was something Sean came up with. I stole, but it's really true, because while again we have to think of how it's making us feel, and a lot of this boils down to our self-image, right? And I was blessed to have coaches and mentors like my parents that helped me develop my self-image, but part of that was looking in the mirror and feeling good. Mm-hmm. Part of that was I putting my best foot forward, so that when I met someone who appeared sharp, I didn't stare at the ground. I don't think I should talk to them. Is my hair okay? What's in my teeth? I didn't, you want to feel that you can carry this conversation and feel good about it and not be afraid, because you are awesome and you deserve to have a great team, but you've got to put the work in. And until you step out and have those convos and feel good having those convos, and you're going to mess up. Trust me, you're going to fall flat on your face. I did a ton of times, still do. But the reality is if we don't do those things, we're not going to improve and gain confidence.
Yeah, and some things to ask yourself, because I know some people are in here maybe struggling with the suit and tie and having the change, and you're still going through that. And instead of thinking about, I'm losing myself, ask yourself some of these questions. Who does this level require me to be? So if you want to go to a 3.6, a 6.15, a 9.35 and above, what does that require? And dress is part of that. You got to be presenting yourself in a very specific way to capture the attention of others. What would what would a serious business owner do here? We see a lot of people like Mark Cuban wearing shorts and a T-shirt. Robert Herjavec getting dressed down to go do things, but he gets dressed up for events. They weren't always like that. If you look at them, they worked their business. They built billion-dollar companies, and then that's how they started to dress. So when we see that, it's like, I could dress like Mark Cuban, no problem. Because you see him, he's famous, he's successful, but that's not how he was in the 90s and early 2000s when he was building the things that he's built. So I get it. There will be a day as you build your business and you create the success that you deem is right for you, that you can create the different types of dress that you have when you're out there in the world, because you'll carry a different confidence with yourself once you get to that point. But until then, for me, what worked is getting dressed more professionally, getting dressed nicely, wearing a quarter zip and a polo underneath it. That's my style. Golf. I get it. So.
And I think asking yourself, what would Mark Cuban wear to a board meeting? Mm-hmm. He's Mark Cuban. He can show up in whatever he wants now. But I still bet you he dresses nice when he has a really important meeting.
Yep.
Because there's just something to be said about a well put together suit. There's just something to be said about a woman dressed in business attire. It's just a level of respect when you walk in the room. I remember I was working at Waldner's business environment selling office furniture, and I had gotten this really large account that the company had taken like 20 years to get. They were struggling to get this account, and I was like 21, and I walk in and I get this account, and they're like, "How did you get it?" All this stuff. And one day I had to, for this account, meet the architects and the builders every week, and I was in a boardroom full of men. And I was this 21-year-old just, sitting there, and my boss had to accompany me because he was very worried about me because a woman can't be alone in this situation. So I go, and he immediately, when he came back, he said to my mom, he said, "I never need to go again. She's fully capable." She jumped up and was going at the architect about stuff. But what gave me that confidence was that I looked the part. They may have wanted to look at me as a piece of meat, or they may have wanted to look at me as, what does this kid know? But I didn't allow that. So when I got in the boardroom, I was there for business. So when they had a situation and it was my turn to talk, I made sure I was heard. And that I was heard clearly, and that I wasn't a distraction because of how I looked, or I wasn't a distraction because of how I dressed. I was there for business, and it was clear. And women especially, this counts for when you're out contacting too, because more often than not, I have conversations with women, and it's like, I just want to be taken seriously. And it's like, I understand, but part of it is how we put ourselves forward. It's really easy to be giggly and fun and but that comes across as flirty. And it doesn't necessarily come across as that you're capable of owning a business. And I know these are stereotypes. And I know that sucks. But unfortunately, that's the reality of it. So what do we do to change it? Then we need to be so professional that if they don't take us seriously, that's on them. Because that's not who I want in business with us anyway. So are you demanding respect not because you come in yelling and screaming, but because you look the part, you act the part, and therefore you are the part?
Yeah. And being the part, once you get those first two things down, maybe you have to speak positive to yourself. And that's where those affirmations come in. And you tell yourself that you look like whatever you want to say, $1 million. Everybody has their own affirmations. But every day you have to wake up and commit to it and commit to it and commit to it, because you're becoming that person. And one day you don't have to wake up and then commit to it. It's just who you are. And you won't lose yourself if you do it the right way. If you're trying to be one of these leaders, you will lose yourself.
Yeah.
If you try to be you within a team in a team environment, you'll never lose who you are. And that's one of the biggest things and obstacles that we've heard from people, is that they don't want to lose who they are. They don't want to be inauthentic. And you don't have to be if you figure out how to make it work for you.
Well, and I feel like too, no matter who you are, isn't there a professional version of you?
It's true. Good
point.
point.
if I'm who I am, but now I'm snorkeling, well, that's the snorkeling version of Danielle. It's like if you're a Barbie doll, there's Malibu Barbie, and there's, shopping Barbie, and there's Dr. Barbie, and there's veterinarian Barbie, and there's all, right? Like, what's the version that you are right now? And it doesn't make me fake. It doesn't make me, but I'm in a business setting. Do I dress like this at home on the couch with my kids? No.
Weird.
Yeah, weird. Sean would much rather be in his cargo shorts.
Hell yeah. No, now I have a new one. I have pajama pants that Kay got me
good.
that I just rock at home all day.
Excellent. But the point being, we're not telling you to be inauthentic. We're telling you what is the professional version of yourself.
Yeah.
And that you should own that. You should make it your own. But just everyone should have a version. I have a professional version. I have a mom every day. I have going to the gym, the version I wear of what I wear to the gym. I have the dropping my kids at, their car line stuff. I have, what is every different version of you? It does exist. So I don't think that you should ever think of that as, well, I'm being fake. No, you're only being fake if you are copying something and you're not making it your own.
Yep. And that's really it. Honor. Well, we got 11 seconds.
Perfect.
Honor the future you want by how you show up today. It's been an honor to share the stage with Danielle Nafty. Give it up for her.
And give it up
We
for
love you
Sean.
guys. Have a great rest of the event.
For the calendar year 2024, The average income from Amway for all U.S. registered IBOs at the Founders Platinum level and below was $723 before expenses. See www.amway.com/income-disclosure for details and the most up-to-date information. Earnings depend on many factors, including customer base, business experience, effort, dedication, and quality and performance of the downline sales team. While the techniques and approaches suggested have worked for others, no one can guarantee that these techniques and approaches will work for you. In addition, we want to emphasize that success in this business does not come without hard work. This is a copyrighted program of Markerman Productions, affiliated with MarkerNet Incorporated. Duplication of this program is strictly prohibited. For existing IBOs only, not for use with prospects.